So, you might not know the name Jim Rohn, but I guarantee you know his ideas. His philosophy has shaped some of the biggest success coaches in the world. He's kind of the man behind the mentors, the philosopher who quietly laid the groundwork for so much of the modern personal development movement.
And this quote, this is pretty much his entire philosophy in a nutshell. For Rohn, success wasn't about some stroke of luck or being a genius. Nope, it was all about the simple daily disciplines that literally build the bridge from where you are right now to where you want to be. So you got to ask, right? How does a farm boy from Idaho become this foundational thinker? How does he end up mentoring giants like Tony Robbins? Well, that's the story we're going to unpack.
You know, his story doesn't start with some silver spoon or a grand vision. It starts right here. At 25 years old, Jim Rohn was working a pretty standard job, feeling totally stuck, and, like so many of us, just searching for a direction that felt meaningful.
And for Jim, the change wasn't this slow, gradual thing. It was like a lightning strike. One single event on one single evening that just flipped a switch on his whole life.
So picture this. It's 1955. A friend of his basically has to drag a very reluctant Jim Rohn to a lecture by an entrepreneur named John Earl Showoff. Rohn really didn't want to go, but that one decision, man, it completely altered the entire course of his life.
So as Rohn is sitting there listening to Showoff speak, it's like a light bulb just goes off in his head. He was hearing for the very first time that success wasn't some mysterious lottery you win. No, it was a skill, something you could actually learn, built on things like taking full responsibility for your life and setting clear goals.
After that lecture, things happened fast. I mean, really fast. Rohn basically hunted Showoff down to become his mentor, he joined his business, and he just relentlessly applied these new principles. And the result? At 25, he's broke and unfulfilled. By age 31, just 6 years later, he's a millionaire. It was an absolutely incredible transformation.
Okay, so what was the secret sauce? What did he actually learn that changed everything? Well, Rohn took all that wisdom from his mentor and his own crazy experiences and boiled it all down to a few core, really powerful principles that became his life's work.
At the very core of everything Rohn believed was this one idea: your personal philosophy. Think of it like the operating system for your brain. It's the combination of everything you know, how you feel about it, and most importantly, what you actually do with it. He believed this was the ultimate thing that determines your success or failure.
And this next quote, man, it just perfectly captures that idea. He taught that you don't chase success, you attract it by the person you become. The focus isn't on getting the prize, it's on doing the work to develop yourself into the kind of person who naturally achieves it.
And he didn't just leave it at that. He broke it down into these really practical, actionable steps. First, you have to get crystal clear on where you're going by writing down your goals. Second, you build that bridge he talked about with daily discipline. And third, and this one is huge, you have to carefully, consciously manage who you allow to influence you. This might be his most famous idea, the one you've probably heard even if you didn't know it came from him. It's such a powerful, and maybe a little uncomfortable, gut check, right? I mean, who are the 5 people shaping your conversations, your attitudes, and your ambitions? He argued that your social circle isn't just background noise, it's actively designing your future.
But here's the thing. Rohn's philosophy wasn't just some nice theory he talked about on stage. It was about to get put to the ultimate real-world test, because his journey was definitely not a straight line up.
Yeah, you heard that right. Just 2 years after becoming a millionaire, it was all gone. Financial missteps, and boom, he lost everything. For most people, this would have been a devastating, story-ending failure. But this is where his philosophy proved its worth. Instead of seeing it as the end, he saw it as the world's most expensive education. He doubled down on his own principles: self-education, discipline, resilience, and he painstakingly rebuilt everything, this time on an even stronger foundation.
He was able to process that failure because of this mindset. The goal was never just the money. The real goal was becoming the person capable of earning it. The loss was painful for sure, but the character, the wisdom, and the resilience he built during that comeback, that was the real prize. And that comeback story, combined with his simple, profound teachings, created a legacy that's still expanding today. It created what you could call the Rohn ripple effect.
I mean, just look at the people he directly influenced. It's astounding. Tony Robbins actually worked for Rohn and credits him as the catalyst for his entire career.
The creators of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, Brian Tracy, these are absolute titans of industry and self-help, and they were all directly shaped by Rohn's mentorship.
And that's just the first ripple. It goes way, way beyond the people he mentored directly. See, each person he influenced went on to influence thousands or even millions more. His simple, powerful ideas are now so embedded in our success culture that many people follow his principles without even knowing who they came from.
Rohn's entire message wasn't about some massive instant transformation. It was about the power of a single decision to change your direction, what book to read, what habit to start, who to spend time with. So the question his work leaves us with is a simple one. What small change in direction will you choose today?